Hello, periods 1, 2, and 3. Today we're going to, again, continue distributive property, combining like terms. However, today we're going to add in decimals and fractions, okay? So the top 3 would be review, okay? So I'll go through these pretty quickly. Remember, the number on the outside of a parentheses means multiply. Distribute means whatever you're multiplying on the outside, you multiply by both numbers on the inside of the parentheses. So on this first one, we have 2 times 10, which gives me 20, and 2 times 3b, which gives me 6b. Bring down anything that was not inside the parentheses, and then we can combine like terms. We have a 6b plus 1 more b, which gives me 7b, and 20 plus 5 gives me 25. On this next one, I have 4 times 8, which gives me 32, and 4 times 2g gives me 8g. Bring down everything that's not inside parentheses. Andra. And then go ahead and combine all those g's. So 8g plus 1 more g is 9g, plus 3 more g's is 10, 11, 12 g's. And then we have plus 32. There was nothing to combine that 32 with. It was by itself. And then this last one, 2 times 7 gives me 14, and 2 times 5x gives me 10x. And then we can bring down everything that was not inside parentheses and combine like terms. 10x plus 3x is 13x's, and then 14 plus 10 is 24. Okay, so that should be review. Here, these just look a little bit differently. If you look at this first one, it's got 2 sets of distributing problems. So again, we're not doing anything different. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 6x is 12x. And then we're going to distribute again over here. 3 times x is 3x's. 3 times 4 is 12. Now combine your like terms. So I have 12x plus 3x, which gives me 15x's, and then 18 plus 12, which would give me 30. Okay. This other one, the distributive property, is in the middle of the problem, so ignore that n, bring it straight down. You're only distributing the number right outside the parentheses, so this will say 3 times n is 3n, and 3 times 5 is 15, and bring down the plus 10, it's not inside parentheses. Then we can combine like terms. This n plus 3 more n's gives me 4 n's, and 15 plus 10 gives me 25. Okay, so those last 2 look a little bit differently, but we're doing them the same way. Now, what would we do if we saw a problem with decimals? Again, it still means multiplication. A number outside of a parentheses means multiply. So 2.9 times w is 2.9w. And then we have to do 2.9 times 3.4. Remember, when you're multiplying with decimals, don't line up the decimals, line up the numbers. They just happen to line up with this one. And remember, we count the numbers behind the decimals and move it in twice. So we have 9.86. Okay. What if there are fractions? Same thing, no different. 1/2 times z is 1/2 z. 1/2 times 8. Remember, if you have a fraction times a whole number, put that whole number over 1. And then we multiply straight across. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So I have 1/2 z plus 4. Okay. Over over here. 3/4 m, or 3/4 times m is just 3/4 m. And then 3/4 times 1/5. Again, multiply straight across, and we'll get 3/20. So I have 3/4 m plus 3/20. Okay, moving on to this one. Guys, this is the exact same problem. We just added a plus 2m here at the end. Okay, so I've already done the work for this one. 3/4 times m is 3/4 m. 3/4 times 1/5 is up here. That is 3/20. And then this plus 2m was outside of the parentheses, so I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to have to combine like terms. Okay, I've got 3/4 m plus 2m. Well, guys, when you have a whole number and a fraction, just add them together. That's going to be 2 and 3/4 m. And there's nothing to combine with the 3/20. So I have 2 and 3/4 m plus 3/20. Okay. Now what I would like for you to do is to pause the video, and there's one of each kind that we just went over to see if you can do them on your own, and then unpause to check your work. Okay, this one had 2 sets of parentheses, so you should have distributed both sets and then combined like terms. So 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 2x gives me 6x. And then 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 7 is 14. Now we have 6x plus 2x's gives me 8x's, and 15 plus 14 is 29. So 8x plus 29 is our answer. This next one, we have some decimals. So 8.9 times y is 8.9y. And then we have to do 8.9 times 0.4, or 0.4. And we're going to move the decimal twice. So we have 6.56. Let me check my work. Oh, that's a 3. No wonder it was looking a little funky. There we go. 3.56. Okay, so 8.9y plus 3.56 when you distributed. And then this last one was a fraction. 1/4 n times 1/4 times n is 1/4 n. And then 1/4 times 2/3 is 2/12. Guys, you should notice that 2/12 can be simplified because 2 goes into both those numbers. So we would get 1/6. And then bring down that 4n. Now we can combine like terms. 4n plus 1/4 n is 4 and 1/4 n plus 1/6. And if you had 4 and 1/4 n plus 2/12, you're technically correct. You just needed to simplify. Okay. Okay, so those are today's notes. The only thing would be new would be just multiplying with a decimal or multiplying with fractions. What you're now going to do is go back into Canvas, and there is a practice sheet for today's in-class assignment. It is worksheet 18. It looks like what is on your screen now. Again, you will want to use your notes to go back and do 18. So there's 2 decimals, 2 fractions, and then the front page looks very similar to the front page of our notes that we just went over. Okay, so go ahead and practice on worksheet 18.